Hey, fellow floaters. I am Miley Navarro, professional overthinker, accidental human antenna, and your tour guide through all of the things energy, healing, and real life after loss. It has been a little bit longer than it should have been, and no, Royce is not here today. He's actually got a real job making real money with a real lunch break. I know, total bummer. Meanwhile, I'm over here just trying to decode the repeating numbers and figure out if Earth is just one big long soul test run by the glitchy version of The Sims or hell on Earth. So it's just me today. I'm talking about signs, Pokémon, sharks that can't stop swimming, why your spiritual awakening probably started with a total breakdown, and what it means when your dead kid starts training you like you're in some sort of cosmic video game, except instead of XP points, you're earning the right to never have to come back to this hellhole again. This is not the episode that you want to half listen to while you're folding laundry. This is the one that you play while you're spiraling and need a reason to laugh, to cry, to yell at your spirit guides, and still leave feeling like maybe you're not crazy after all. My friends, this is the afterwards, and this episode is this hell? And if it is, we're getting the fuck out. So let's go. First of all, let's look at the evidence, okay? We are born, we cry, we poop, and then we have to learn everything, like how to spell Wednesday? Which, wait, to this day, let's be honest, it's clearly spelled Wednesday, and it's spelled wrong. But gaslighting is one of Earth's favorite pastimes, and then we die. Usually after working ourselves into the ground and still not being able to afford the guacamole at Chipotle. How is that not hell? I mean, just think about the design flaws. Who thought it was a good idea to give us soft baby skulls, no teeth, and then drop us into a world where we have to immediately figure out taxes, romantic attachment styles, and why the heck nobody replaces toilet paper in public bathrooms? Every single one of us is born naked, confused, and already in debt. You come out of the womb and boom, hospital bill. They literally charge your mom for the skin-to-skin contact. Like, congratulations on the miracle of life. That will be $7,950. Why? For touching your own baby. And let's not ignore the fact that the minute you start getting your bearings, life is like, you figured out walking? That's so cute. Now, here's some peer pressure, childhood trauma, the climate crisis. Good luck, you fucking loser. And let's talk about school. From age 5, you're expected to sit still for 7 hours a day, suppress every instinct your body has to move, to breathe, or to fart freely. And if you struggle, you are disruptive. I'm not disruptive. I'm alive. And you know what's hell adjacent? Making 8-year-olds spell anti-disestablishmentarianism in front of an auditorium full of people wearing a number like they're auditioning for death itself. Spelling bees are just the Hunger Games with more consonants. Now we're moving on to adulthood. Do you know how many passwords I have? At least 150. And every site wants a strong password, which means it has to include a capital letter, a symbol, a birth chant, a feather of a phoenix, and a drop of your ex's blood. And then still, it says your password is too weak. It's literally, I hate my life 2025. And don't even get me started on email threads and group chats. You know what's eternal damnation? Group chats where people keep replying and all they say is, thanks, got it, little thumbs up in the corner. And suddenly, you're in notification purgatory, dying slowly, one notification at a time. That is not communication. That is a psychological operation designed by a demon with an MBA. And why is there always a Karen? Everywhere. I swear Karen is not a person. She's a position, like a boss level NPC. Karen gets fired and another one spawns with the same haircut and even worse customer service rage. It's like Hydra. You cut one off and 3 more show up demanding to speak to your soul manager. Speaking of which, who even is the soul manager? Is there like a celestial call center where some dude named Brad with angel wings and a vape pen is in charge of routing my prayers? I call and Brad says, thank you for contacting Divine Assistance. Your call is very important to us. Please hold while we ignore your manifestation requests from 2018. Like, where is the HR department for this lifetime? Huh? Where's the complaint box for whatever glitch made me get my period on vacation again? Or the day I spilled coffee down my shirt 5 minutes before the first job interview I've had in 10 years. Or when my child projectile vomited in Target and the cashier made me clean it. Let's talk about romance. You date people with abandonment issues, childhood wounds, or a deep belief that they are God's gift to women because one girl in high school told them that they were really good in bed. She lied. You were in high school. You pour your heart into these relationships, and what do you get back? Ghosted, left unread, breadcrumbed, or worse, emotionally manipulated into thinking that you are the problem because they don't believe in therapy. Oh, but don't worry. If you finally do find someone you love, life's like, cool. Let me test your entire nervous system by throwing in job loss, joint taxes, and maybe a couple of infertility issues, just for fun. And can we talk about gaslighting from the universe? I swear that Earth is run by passive aggressive landlords. I'm going to tell you how it goes in my world. If you ask for a sign, hey, universe, show me a sign if this is the relationship I'm supposed to stay in, the universe sends me back a fire, a flood, and 3 red flags with actual skulls on them. Me sitting over here like, maybe I'm being dramatic. That can't be real. Every single time I ignored a red flag, the universe adds a strobe light and a megaphone. And I'm still like, well, maybe he's just emotionally unavailable because Mercury's in retrograde. No, bitch, he's unavailable because he sucks and you're in hell and this was a test. Hell isn't fire and brimstone. Hell is standing in line at the post office behind someone mailing a package shaped like a live raccoon while your bra strap digs into your back fat and someone behind you starts humming off key on purpose. Hell is those moments where you stub your toe on the table at 3 a.m. and it is so intense that you genuinely wonder if you need to write your will. That is not normal pain. That is divine punishment. That is your soul being flogged by IKEA for your sins. Hell is watching the ice cream fall off your child's ice cream cone in slow motion, knowing full well that it is a Category 5 meltdown incoming and no amount of gentle parenting is going to save you. Hell is driving through LA traffic on a Monday with cramps, having to shit, and a dying cell phone, and Waze rerouting you in a direction that puts you directly in a street parade for a holiday you never knew existed. Don't even get me started on capitalism. You have to pay to exist here. You have to pay for food, water, air, shelter, and if you die, guess what? Got to pay for that too. Coffins are $5,000 easily. Cremation alone to get handed to your loved one in a plastic bag is a minimum of $1,500. You're broke, and now you're broke and dead. I swear to God, this planet runs on DLC. Life is just The Sims with bad microtransactions and horrible Wi-Fi. And the irony, you're expected to be grateful through all of it. Practice gratitude, meditate, journal, use affirmations. Sure, let me affirm that I'm one delayed Instacart order away from going full exorcism on my neighbor for vacuuming again at 3:33 in the morning. Look, I'm not saying Earth has to be hell. I'm saying if it walks like a duck, screams like a duck, and tries to drown you in spiritual homework like a duck, it might be the underworld dressed in a Forever 21 hoodie. If this is school for souls, then I'm telling you right now, I want a refund. I'm fucking dropping out. This is not an education. It sucks. I did not enroll in Suffering 101 taught by Professor Trauma. Thank you very much. You think you signed up for a degree in heartbreak, grief, and navigating the health insurance marketplace? No. No one chooses that major. We have all been tricked. This is a cosmic hazing. And the worst part, the real twist in this plot, somewhere, somehow, we agreed to this. Some spirit guide with a beard and a clipboard was like, all right, Miley, you are headed to Earth next. This is the last level, I swear. It's going to be hard, but you're going to grow so much. And I was like, totally, I'm ready, sir. Throw me in, coach, while doing spiritual backflips in an astral plane. No, bitch, I was not ready. And nobody warned me that Earth was a chaotic blend of grief, DoorDash, TikTok spiritual coaches, and trying to decode the meaning of bird poop on your windshield like it is an encrypted message from the beyond. So yeah, I'm calling it. Earth is hell. And not even the efficient, organized kind. It's more like the abandoned theme park version of hell, where none of the rides work, all of the clowns are on strike, and your ex is the ticket taker. The clues are everywhere, and if you're not seeing them yet, oh, don't worry, you probably will. While you're waiting on hold for your internet provider for 47 minutes just to be told your router is perfectly fine and you should try unplugging it. That is the sound of the devil, folks, and his name is Spectrum. All right. I know some of you are like, but Miley, maybe this is just one life. Maybe you chose this. Maybe you chose your soul path and you are here to evolve. Cool. Love that for me. But if reincarnation is real, then this planet is just spiritual summer school for souls who couldn't stop talking in class and now have to stay late with the janitor. Seriously, Earth feels like detention for spirits who got a little too spicy in Atlantis. Some of us think we're here voluntarily. I go back and forth. Am I here voluntarily? Maybe I chose to be born during the rise of AI, climate collapse, and whatever hell else is going on with airplane etiquette. Or I was sentenced, and this is karma community service. The universe was like, oh, You lied to your soulmate in 1732, and I saw that you kicked a dog in medieval France. Boom, you gotta go back. My soul? Wait, where? Universe, Earth, me. No! Universe. Also, you'll have lower back pain starting around 27, anxiety about your eyebrows, and a 4-year situationship with a man with mommy issues who doesn't believe in therapy. Me? Can I just burn in a fire instead? Nah, this is worse. You're gonna have to network. You'll figure it out. Have you ever felt how dense the energy is here? Like sometimes I wake up and it just feels like I'm pushing through molasses made of expired sadness of everyone on the planet. Why is gravity so rude? Why is breathing here so loud? And the soul lessons they assign us? Always the same theme. Let go, surrender, divine timing, trust it, believe in the signs, learn to love without attachment. Okay, first of all, I just paid $8.99 for oat milk, so I'm a little too attached to this dimension. And second, why is my curriculum so vague? May I please get a syllabus or a study guide? Anything. I want to know who's in charge of soul placements. I bet it's some jaded old spirit named Dick, who's just like, she cheated in her past life. And his partner says, ooh, throw her in 2020. Dick says, damn. The other guy's like, yep, pandemic, isolation, internet fights, Saturn return, full combo. Dick says, that's brutal. The other guy, she'll thank us when she ascends. Dick says, or she'll start a podcast. Too late, Dick, I already did. And can we please ask why every spiritual teacher out here is telling me to learn the lesson so that I don't have to repeat it in the next life? Like this is driver's ed, and if I could just pass the written test, I won't get reincarnated as a barista with joint pain and my own daddy issues. Excuse me, but I would like to know who approved this lesson plan. Why can't I just come to Earth to learn something relaxing like how to build blanket forts for sad friends, or how to intuitively cook pasta with my ancestors whispering the recipe in my ear? Why is it always trauma and healing and face your deepest fear during Mercury retrograde? And let's be honest, half of us don't even know what our lesson is. We're just spiraling. Is it self-worth? Is it boundaries? Is it stop texting that guy who ghosted you and then reappeared during Scorpio full moon with a playlist? We don't know. We're just tired. And don't even get me started on karma. People treat karma like it's this cute spiritual cause and effect system. Like if you donate $5 to a dog rescue, you will magically get a raise or find your twin flame in the produce aisle. Yeah, no, karma's not a vending machine, and it's more like a long-term loan with no due date, terrible customer service, and interest rates that make student debt look generous. Hey, universe, I've been doing some shadow work and some inner child healing and writing forgiveness letters to my ancestors. Karma wrote me back and said, cool, here's a flat tire and a bill for dental surgery. My response? But I lit incense, Karma says, and I lit your patience on fire. Let's call it even. Sometimes it just feels like we're being trolled. Like the universe played Grand Theft Auto Earth Edition, and every time you level up spiritually, it unlocks a harder level. Like, cool. Oh, I forgave my ex and made peace with my trauma. Now here's a surprise tax audit and a dream about your dead dog. This isn't healing. This is illegal hazing. And what's with soul families? You know the idea that we reincarnate with the same people over and over again to work through lessons together? Cute in theory, except in practice, it means that you were stuck arguing with your cousin Jessica about vaccines again and again, and she still doesn't believe that your dead grandma is sending you signs through license plate. Soul contracts or not, Jessica can kiss my ascension. What if Earth is just a group project from hell and I got assigned all of the people who didn't read the instructions? What if I'm the one doing all of the healing and the shadow work while they're still out there raw dogging reality and calling it vibes? And honestly, if Earth isn't hell, then why don't we remember anything from before we got here? Like you dropped me off in the middle of an actual dumpster fire, tell me to learn my soul lessons, but you wiped my memory first? That's like handing me a Rubik's Cube and blindfolding me. Then you're judging me when I cry or can't finish it. How about a few hints? A little cosmic postcard? A little pop-up alert when I'm about to meet someone who's karmically required to wreck my nervous system. Just a quick, hey babe, this man's a soul catalyst, not a husband. Do proceed with caution. Oh, and grab a box of tissue. But no, we get nothing. I have to decode everything through angel numbers, bird behavior, and suspiciously timed Taylor Swift lyrics. And honestly, if it weren't for synchronicities, I'd be in a straitjacket by now. I mean, if I have to reincarnate, can I at least pick a better scenario next time? Like, let me be a sea turtle. They just vibe and eat jellyfish, and they banned straws for them. No taxes, no skincare routines, and no emotionally avoidant situationships with sentient trauma responses in human skin. I would rather reincarnate as a haunted Roomba than do another lifetime here where my credit score matters more than my emotional intelligence. At this point, I don't even give a fuck about enlightenment. I just want my Wi-Fi to work and a nap. Look, I get it. Soul growth is important because learning is sacred. But there is a difference between evolution and cosmic bullying. And there is no reason that I should be unpacking childhood trauma, paying rent, surviving the pandemic, dodging toxic friendships, healing my womb space, and trying to eat enough protein all in the same week while also avoiding gluten. And while we're at it, if this really is the school for souls, can somebody please explain to me why the school lunch is only hot Cheetos and iced coffee? Where is the nourishment? Where is the magic? And why do I have to fight so hard just to feel safe? This isn't a spiritual awakening. It is a scavenger hunt with bad lighting and no map. And every time I think I found the answer, the universe is like, oh, sorry, that was just another ego test. Try again. So yeah, maybe reincarnation is real. I'd be fine with that. But if it is, then Earth is definitely the school they send you to when you failed. This is Spiritual Summer School, a karma rehab, a remedial reality show for souls who still think chaos is a personality trait. And I'm here again, just trying to pass, trying to ascend, trying to remember who I am without losing my mind in a Target parking lot. And you know what? Maybe I'm learning, but if I have to come back here one more time, I'm bringing back snacks, better boundaries, and at least one superpower, because this has got to be a joke. I refuse to be the punchline again. Just when you think the system can't get any messier, boom, enter the rest of humanity. Look, I could almost get behind Earth not being hell if it weren't for the fact that people are out here actively choosing to be assholes. Like, no one forced you to honk at that elderly woman in the Trader Joe's parking lot because she didn't move fast enough. Nobody held a gun to your head and said, hey, you know what would really heal your inner child? Berating a Starbucks barista at 7:46 a.m. because your oat milk foam wasn't foamy enough. Nah, bro, that was a choice. And at this point, I'm convinced that a lot of people out here are just chaos agents in human skin suits, spiritual gremlins with bad Yelp reviews, professional buzzkills reincarnated solely to fuck up my nervous system. And they are everywhere. Schools, airports, birthday parties, online forums about almond milk. They're in HOA meetings and Facebook groups and on PTA boards with signs in the yard that say be kind, but would happily tackle a third grader over a dodgeball rule. It's giving demon intern. It's giving I failed the empathy course and now I'm here to project that onto Earth's general population. Like the math isn't mathing. You're telling me that we all allegedly came here for love, growth, and spiritual evolution, but then Brenda from HR is out here treating her dog better than she treats the guy bagging her groceries. No, 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 no. That's not enlightenment. That is hell in Lululemon. Can we talk about social media? Because if the algorithm is a reflection of our collective soul, then I am genuinely concerned. There are literal accounts dedicated to making fun of grieving people. People on TikTok using dead parents as punchlines for clout. Twitter beefs that go viral over sandwich opinions. Full-grown adults getting into online fights about whether toddlers should wear shoes in public. Like, this cannot be real. This can't be a simulation designed by a loving creator. This is chaos from a sleep-deprived archangel who gave up on quality control. And let's not even start on people during a crisis. Oh, there's a hurricane coming? Cue the hoarders. Cue the people who buy 87 packs of bottled water, 3 pallets of ramen, and 300 rolls of toilet paper while side-eyeing a single mom who's just trying to grab 2 frozen pizzas and get the hell out before her kid throws a tantrum on aisle 5. Or you've got that one guy in the comment section of every tragic news story who says, well, statistically speaking, or this wouldn't happen if people just made better choices. Yo, bro, we're talking about a mom who lost her kid. Maybe take a seat and offer some empathy instead of just quoting Jordan Peterson in a death thread. What is that? Why are people so allergic to kindness? It is free. It is literally the only thing you can get for free. You can smile at someone and actually not die. You can let someone merge on the freeway and still get to your destination. You can keep scrolling without leaving a single comment that sounds like Satan's diary entry. But no, that might be too easy. Instead, we get gym bros who scream at teenage employees. We get women tearing other women down and parenting forums like it's a gladiator arena. We get people who tell grieving parents that everything happens for a reason, as if that's not the emotional equivalent of a paper cut on your left eyeball. Let me be clear. If I ever get told that God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers ever again, I will file a restraining order against the entire angelic realm. Because no, I am not your soldier. I am a tired mom trying to survive capitalism with a trauma history and a very low iron count. Death is already hard enough. We've got grief, aging, credit scores, climate anxiety, and chin hairs that weren't there yesterday. The least we could do is not be assholes to each other. But nope. There's always the one guy in the group project who does absolutely nothing, shows up late and complains that you just didn't communicate well. There's always the woman at the kid's birthday party who stares at you like you're Satan for bringing store-bought cupcakes. And there is always that one spiritual influencer who will tell you that your chronic illness is because you're not vibrating high enough. That if you just said this, that those thoughts could heal it away. Are you fucking serious right now? I vibrated so high last night trying to meditate that I accidentally astral projected into Chris Brown's bedroom, and I still did not find inner peace. Don't come for me with your chakra superiority complex. The amount of times I have had to recover from people who think being right is more important than being kind, exhausting. And you know the worst part? We do it to ourselves. Self-meanness. We bully our own damn souls in the mirror. We replay every awkward thing that we have said since 2009. We call ourselves lazy for resting. We convince ourselves we're not worthy of love if we gain 5 pounds, forget to text back, or don't wake up at 6 a.m. and do breathwork with some man named Jasper on YouTube. It is a global epidemic of meanness. External, internal, energetic, and I'm just saying, if Earth were a reality show, the producers would have stepped in by now. They would have paused filming, pulled us aside, and been like, hey, listen, it is getting a little dark and y'all need some therapy, or a nap, or a group hug, because this shit is out of hand. But they haven't, because there are no producers. Only more tests, more situationships, more Karens with spiritual bypassing tendencies and zero impulse control. Hell is not fire. Hell is being stuck on this planet with other humans who refuse to evolve and chew with their fucking mouth open. Hell is giving 110% of your heart to someone and then watching them forget your birthday while liking thirst traps on Instagram. Hell is people who vape indoors, bring their dog to a restaurant, and then act surprised when it poops under the table. Hell is being ghosted, then haunted, literally and spiritually. But you know what really seals the deal for me? The way people deal with grief, the way people treat grief. We live on a planet where everyone, literally everyone, is going to die eventually, and yet no one knows how to talk about it. We tiptoe around death like it is contagious. We shame people for still mourning after too long. We don't teach anyone how to feel things. We just throw platitudes at the pain and hope no one cries at work. You know what's hell? Trying to parent your living child while grieving your dead one and pretending to be a functional adult in a world that doesn't have bereavement parking. I swear, Earth is the only planet where you're expected to return to work after cremating your child and answer emails like just circling back on that invoice without yeeting your laptop into the abyss. People don't just choose to be mean here. They have industrialized it. They have monetized it. And they have made an entire personality around not giving a fuck. And I'm tired. I am tired of pretending that this is normal behavior because it's not. It's not humanity. It is inhumane. This is a spiritual pressure cooker where people are simmering in their own unprocessed trauma and then flinging it at each other like hot fucking soup. So yeah, this isn't just hell because it's hard. It is hell because people choose to make it harder on each other, on ourselves, on anyone who dares to live with an open heart. But maybe that's the assignment. Maybe hell is the place where souls go to remember how to be kind again. Maybe it's not punishment. Maybe it is rehab. I'm like, hi, I'm Miley. I'm a recovering people pleaser with rage issues and deeply ingrained fear of being perceived. Welcome to Earth Rehab. You'll be surrounded by triggers and expected to evolve. How long is the program? Several lifetimes. No refunds. No! So yeah, this isn't just hell because it's hard. And that's what makes this place feel impossible. Not just the hardship, but the cruelty of it. The choice to pile more on. But maybe that's the assignment. Maybe Earth isn't just hell in the punishment sense. Maybe it's hell in the boot camp sense. A soul training ground disguised as a group project from the underworld. Here's the part where I stop being sarcastic for a second and admit something. I don't actually think that we're doomed. I think this place feels like hell because it's where the unfinished souls go. The ones who haven't learned. The ones who still act out of pain instead of purpose. The ones who are scared to evolve because ego feels safer than freedom. But I also believe deeply in my bones that once you do learn, Once you face yourself and you stop running, once you stop choosing cruelty because kindness feels too vulnerable, once you break your own generational loop and stop outsourcing your healing to everyone who hurt you, you will level up and you don't have to come back. You do not have to keep doing this over and over like some spiritual Groundhog Day. You graduate. Maybe that's what ascension really is. Not floating into the clouds and turning into a ball of light, although that would be super freaking cool. Maybe it's simply this. I learned what I came here to learn. I remembered who I am. I made it through the mess, and I still chose love. Maybe Earth is the last stop before you finally don't need Earth anymore. So yeah, this might be hell, but it's also where angels go to get their wings. And I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to enroll in Earth 101 again. I want to pass this time. I am determined to level up. I want to walk out of this simulation knowing I did what I came here to do, even if I had to cry, to scream, to spiral, heal, forgive, and grow my way through it. Hell or not, I'm getting the fuck out of here with extra credit. All right, so I have established that I think that Earth might be hell, or at least like purgatory with Wi-Fi and student loans. But here's where it gets weird and honestly beautiful. If this is hell, then how do you explain the proof? Because the signs I've gotten since Kingston passed are too good. Like, he didn't just send butterflies and heart-shaped clouds. No shade to the butterflies, but my kid has style. He sends flickering lights across the entire house like I am living in the intro of a horror movie. He has turned on my laptop in the middle of the night to play a Matt Fraser video through YouTube, which I never use. And the video literally says, when you question the signs, you're basically stamping a letter to your loved one and sending it back to the other side, return to sender. I'm sorry, what? Like, sorry, I needed a little more confirmation, Kingston. Maybe you could have sent a Venmo alert instead of almost making me pee myself at 3 a.m. But even scarier than haunted electronics is this undeniable truth. The signs don't just come to me. They come through other people for me, and I get signs for them too. And this is where we shift into interfaith paranormal crossover territory. This is the Avengers of spiritual proof. Let me tell you about my Jewish friend. She's amazing, fierce, grieving her daughter with the kind of dignity and rage that makes you want to cry and build a nonprofit. You know the type. And her daughter, who I actually never met in this lifetime, she sends me signs. Not subtle ones, not, oh, maybe I imagined it ones. I'm talking full-on clairvoyant, hi, Miley, I'm watching you cry in the bathroom again moments. She has come through mediums to deliver messages, and you know what's wild? Kingston has shown up for my friend, too. He sends messages in her dreams through mediums, through everyday stuff that shouldn't be meaningful, but it absolutely is. And guess what? I'm not Jewish. I was raised, I don't even know what, like Jesus aware with a dash of astrology and guilt. So if this is supposed to be a segregated heaven scenario, some kind of VIP section where only the baptized or the Hebrew school certified get through, someone needs to fire the celestial gatekeepers because our kids are clearly running wild across dimensions. They're like, oh, your mom needs comfort? BRB. It's like they're tag teaming their way through grief on our behalf. Like they met at the same soul cafe in the afterlife and made a deal. You get mine, I got yours. I mean, what is that? It's not cute, it's fucking proof. I know how this sounds. I am a deeply skeptical person for someone who now keeps a candle shrine in her kitchen. My friend and I were talking about this exact same thing, about how weird it is that we're both getting signs from each other's kids. So here's my point. Earth may feel like hell. It may be bureaucratic chaos, spiritual hazing, and grief boot camp all rolled into one. But these signs, the love that reaches across timelines and belief systems and sleep cycles, that's not hell. That is a reminder that you are not alone and that we are all going to the same place. That when we die, we don't get sorted out like a spiritual Hogwarts house into Christian heaven, Jewish heaven, agnostic holding room, and that one witchy girl's crystal vortex. We just go home. And our kids, they've already been there. They've been visiting us from there, dropping in, tapping us on the shoulder when we least expect it with random mirror numbers and the lyrics to a song I haven't heard in years. A dog with 3 legs, a flock of birds at 7-Eleven, even bird shit. Oh, did I not mention the 7-Eleven story? The link's in the bio. Go buy that one. You can check it out with the grief journal that comes with it. But honestly, all of those signs, those are so my son. Every single one of them is something that he taught me before he died. And if that's not proof, I don't know what it is. And if that doesn't make you believe that he's still here, still cheeky, and still very much Kingston, then you have not been paying attention. We think that we are alone in grief, but the signs say otherwise. The signs say, I'm not gone. The signs say we are all connected, no matter how far away I feel. The signs say that there is no such thing as goodbye. only I'll see you later. And the wildest part, they never come through the people you'd expect. Sometimes it's through a stranger. Sometimes it's through a Jewish girl who sends a message to a spiritual mom that she's never met in this lifetime. And sometimes your kid shows up for someone else because you were too closed off to receive it that day. And they help each other and they help us. And if that's not sacred, I don't know what is. So yeah, Earth might feel like hell. Maybe it is. And if it is, it's a hell where the dead break curfew just to come and check on us. A hell where signs drop in like cosmic DMs. A hell with homework, yes, but with extra credit in the form of license plates, candles flickering, and Pokémon stickers that show up only when you've lost hope. This is a hell where love doesn't die. It just changes. It sends you messages through other people's dreams. The day after Kingston died, I kept hearing one name in my head. We hadn't spoken 15 years. 15 years. Her daughter had passed years earlier. I don't know what it was. Grief, logic, grief, math. Maybe Kingston pulling strings from the other side. But the only person that I could think to call was her. I thought for sure she was the only person who would understand me. And so I called her. I didn't even know what I was calling to say. I just knew that I had to say, I don't know exactly what you went through, but I feel fucking crazy right now. I'm seeing things I can't explain, and I feel like I'm going to be committed. I'm getting all these nudges, and I don't know what's real anymore. I told her about this woman, the Uber driver that I'd had, that she'd pulled up in this tiny red clown car, which was Kingston's favorite color, and told me that she had been to heaven, just casually, like, hey girl, your son is good. I've seen the other side. The kicker? Well, you have to read the story. I don't want to ruin it for you. But let me just say this. It was a mic drop moment. A name too specific to be random, and it gave me full body chills, sobbing in the backseat of the Uber. It literally felt like Kingston was in the car with us. Not metaphorically, not symbolically, but literally there. I told my friend all about it, the timing and the madness of it all. And I remember her pausing, just breathing with me on the other end of the line, waiting for her to tell me I'm crazy. And then she said, I am so glad you called. I wasn't sure if I should say anything, and I didn't want to freak you out or overstep because I know he just passed away. But something happened, and my whole body went still. And the next thing she said to me was that the day after your son died, I was in a sound bath. I was trying so hard to connect with my daughter, but who showed up instead was your son. Kingston came running up to me. He came running up full force, like only he would, full energy, beaming, and said, please tell my mom I'm okay. Tell her I'm good, and gave her 2 thumbs up and told her to make sure that I knew that he was fine, playing his favorite game, wearing his favorite coat. He wore his favorite blue Adidas jacket everywhere. He loved soccer like no one else, like it was religion, it was joy, it was medicine, and he lived for it. And he showed up to her, not to me, not yet, to tell her that he was fine. And I lost it, because how could she have known? We hadn't talked in nearly 2 decades. She didn't know about the coat. She didn't know that he always gave me a goofy double thumbs up when I needed reassurance. And she didn't know soccer was his thing, that the field was his happy place, his actual heaven. And that's what I mean when I say we all end up in the same place, that there is no wall between the living and the dead. There is no wall between Jewish and Jesus aware. And there is no wall between her daughter and my son. The only thing there is love. Love that runs and love that wears your favorite jacket. Love that finds a friend that you haven't talked to in 15 years and uses her as the telephone line because your grief was too loud to hear the call. Love that doesn't need a map. It already knows where to go. So yeah, that sound bath story, that's fucking proof that is not a coincidence. It's not imagination. It's not wishful thinking. That was my son. That was divine coordination. And that was the moment that I realized that this veil isn't just thin, it's barely there. And if this is hell, then the light is breaking through it. Then the light breaking through it is our kids, our guides, our reminders. They're not gone. They're just playing soccer in their favorite coat while we remember how to listen, while we remember who we are. All right, well, here's the part where I admit something that makes no sense unless you've been spiritually bullied by your own dead child. My life is now a video game, and Kingston is the reason. Not metaphorically, not, oh, haha, life's a game. No, I mean full-on strategic, puzzle-solving, level-grinding, spiritual Pokémon simulator where the signs are the clues, grief is the fog of war, and I started this life with the emotional equivalent of a Magikarp. Yep, Magikarp. The useless, floppy sadfish with no attacks and dead eaves. That's me, emotionally, energetically, Magikarp-level coping skills. You know what happens when you try to win the game of Earth with a Magikarp? You get fucking annihilated. You flail around, you don't listen to your intuition, you second guess every sign, You spiral in the middle of a subway over a sandwich that was made wrong because really you're just mad at God, and the game keeps throwing you harder enemies while your dumbass Magikarp just sits there splashing uselessly in the corner like, I did my best. Meanwhile, Kingston's over here like, Mom, you're doing it all wrong. You're supposed to evolve. He made me play Pokemon in real life. I didn't want to. I didn't grow up with it. I don't know the characters, but he was obsessed with it. And if I wanted to spend time with him, I had to learn. Once I learned, I became obsessed. And it wasn't until after he died, a couple months even, it hit me. Pokemon wasn't a game, it was my training. Pokemon was literally the blueprint for how his signs would work, how soul growth works, how karma was going to work, how connection works, and how healing for me was going to work. Because here's what they don't tell you when you're out here trying to just trust the universe and to raise your vibration. You don't get the good signs until you earn them. Just like in Pokemon, you can't control the level 80s until you've leveled up. They will ignore you. They'll do nothing. You be like, give me a sign, and the universe is going to be like, just use splash, use flail. And when you do, nothing happens because you have not evolved yet. But something shifts, and eventually you can commit and you take steps. You start taking signs seriously. You stop calling them coincidences. You stop gaslighting yourself. And that fucking Magikarp, that bitch becomes Gyarados, and now you're fucking dangerous. You are ready. The signs come faster, and now you recognize that the flicker in the lights isn't random. It is your person. That Pokemon license plate, that's not silly. That is confirmation. That woman in the car with the name, I won't say it, but she was part of a level design. And once you start treating signs like real things, the whole freaking map lights up. It unlocks. Breadcrumbs appear. The clues line up. The game will reward you for your attention. The universe begins to trust you with higher frequencies and stronger allies, more outrageous synchronicities. And then you realize this was the plan all along. Not just to survive grief, but to wake up in it, to realize that this isn't suffering, it is a coded sequence. And every challenge is a boss level. Every betrayal, every heartbreak, every hospital bill, every whisper from the other side, it is a part of the story mode. Kingston made the choice to come here, to walk me through it, and to help me evolve. He didn't come here to play, he came here to train me. And once he knew I could stand on my own, he left. Because I had to learn how to soar on my own wings this time, how to finish what we started, how to become someone who doesn't splash and flail when the next loss hits, but someone who knows that I've trained for this shit, that I've seen the signs, I'm going to follow the clues, and I know this works. This is not a theory anymore. This is a spiritual system. It is a goddamn quest line. And I have made it through the first regions of grief, the betrayal caves, the rage gyms, and now I'm on my way to the Elite Four. I don't want to come back to this place, and I sure as fuck don't want to repeat this level. I am going to evolve, to ascend, and to graduate, and I want to take every person listening with me. So if you are still wondering if the signs are real, they are. If you're stuck on Magikarp status, it's okay. We all started there, but you don't have to stay there. You just have to play the game with your eyes open. And if you want help figuring out how, that's why I made this journal. Get the You're Not Crazy Signs journal. Literally, download the guide, start your own quest line. The link will be in my bio, or email me at livelikekingston@gmail.com. I will ship you one personally. This isn't just a woo-woo notebook. It's not some woo-woo energy. I'm not asking you to manage your feelings. I am asking you to start leveling up. This is your field guide to leveling up. Because if Earth is a video game, then signs are the cheat codes, and grief is just the tutorial. And love is the one thing that keeps working across every level, no matter what. And I'm telling you that right now, Kingston is still my player too. He just switched controllers, but he is going to help me win. All right, so if you have made it this far and you're still listening after I dragged you through the DMV, reincarnation, spell check trauma, the emotional Karens, and the Magikarp energy, then you deserve the truth. This is not just about grief. This isn't just about signs. This is about remembering why you're here and learning how to get the hell out. Literally, I don't think I'm coming back to Earth again. And not because I'm too enlightened or too wise or too healed. I am still a mess. I am still crying in parking lots. And I will still eat ice cream in my car like it is a sacrament. But I finally started playing the game right. You know who taught me? Kingston, my 9-year-old little boy who came here with his mission already locked in, who never stopped believing, who never stopped moving, who never ever gave up, and who never gave up on me. One who had a spiritual assignment Train me to survive this place. And maybe not just survive it, but win. And let me explain something about Kingston. He wasn't just obsessed with Pokemon, he was obsessed with sharks. He couldn't get enough. Watched every episode of Shark Week ever made, read the books, memorized every fact, knew every species. And if you've ever talked shark trivia with a 9-year-old boy, you know this is not surface level shit. It is a full on personality trait. And one day it hit me. One random day, probably mid spiral, post coffee crash, probably in a moment where I was asking, why the fuck am I even here for the 1000th time? I remembered what he always said about sharks. Mom, they can't stop swimming. They literally can't, Mom. If they stop moving, they'll die. Their gills require motion. Stillness means suffocation. And in that moment, it all clicked. That's the assignment. That is why I'm here. That was what he was modeling. And that's what I have to learn. You cannot stop. You do not give up. And you do not drown in your trauma and call it home. You just keep swimming. You feel every wave. You dodge every spiritual jellyfish. You lose everything you thought mattered, and you swim harder. You be the shark, and you go back out there and you remind people that you are a fucking shark, because this is life. You got to go out there and be the shark, because if you stop moving in this life, if you stop evolving, you stop listening, you stop decoding the signs, and stop trusting the part of you that knows this shit is real, you will drown. You will spiritually flatline. You will fall back asleep. You will stay in the loop, and you will reincarnate again and again and again for rounds and rounds of tests that you have already taken. And I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to come back here and relearn how to pay rent, get ghosted by some dude named Daniel. I am done. This is the lifetime where I wake up, where I listen, where I stop magikarping around on the ground and start moving through that game like a motherfucking Gyarados. This is the lifetime where I stop calling signs a coincidence and I start calling them what they really are: GPS, the cheat codes, the breadcrumbs to lead me out of the fire. Kingston did not come here just to teach me Pokemon because it was cute. He didn't love sharks because they were trendy. He was showing me through symbols and stories, through gameplay, how to survive my hell. This isn't hypothetical, this is lived. This is real. And if you're still stuck in your own loop right now, feeling crazy, doubting what you feel, brushing off the signs, wondering why the universe is so quiet, then this is your cue. It's not silent. You're just not writing it down. That's why I made the journal. Not to be inspirational, not to be cute, but because I was spiraling so badly that I needed a place to track the proof, to remind myself that this was real when I started to question it again and again. The repeating numbers, the dreams, names, the exact timing of all of it, songs that hit like direct messages, strangers who know too much, the child who shows up in someone else's sound bath with a soccer ball and your favorite memory. This is not your imagination. This is connection, spiritual intelligence, energetic literacy, soul communication. But you've got to document it, decode it, hold it, and train for it. So if you're ready to stop second guessing yourself and to start tracking the signs, go download the journal. It's called the You're Not Crazy, You're Connected, a spiritual survival guide for grieving people. And it is exactly that, a validating sacred space to write it down, break the pattern, and realize that you're not broken. You are leveling up. Download it instantly and print it at home, or order the printed copy. Everything you're looking for: the journal, the book, the podcast, the links to all of our social media, all of the proof. You can find that all in one place at theafterwords.co. That's like the words you say after. Stream the podcast wherever you pretend to be productive. Turn on those notifications. Do subscribe. Bonus content is dropping soon. You'll get guided meditations, sign breakdowns, and behind-the-scenes stories that I have not shared anywhere else. And don't forget, I did write a picture book called Suma's Magical Balloon. It is about love, loss, and learning to let go. I wrote it for kids, but really it's for anyone who's still trying to figure out how to say goodbye without losing the connection. Find that on Amazon.com right now, or email me at livelikekingston@gmail.com, and I'll send it to you directly for $12 plus shipping. It saves you the markup. After all of that, all I want you to know is you are not crazy. You're not alone. You're not weak. You're not even a magic carp. You will evolve. The signs are real. Love is alive. And this place, yeah, it might be hell, but you don't have to be stuck in it. So go be the shark. Keep moving. Write it down. Say yes to the signs and follow the clues. Kingston is still sending cheat codes. He's flickering the lights and helping us find a way through the dark. So finish the level and beat the fucking game. Remember that all the work we're doing here, it's to get the fuck out of here. We're gonna do it with extra credit, shark fins up, and a Gyarados at our side. Game on.